So, today we're diving into the key ideas from a really fascinating book by Frank Rudolph Young called Cyclomancy. Now, it makes a pretty bold claim that there's a kind of hidden physics of the mind, a seriously powerful force that's just, well, dormant inside every single one of us.
Think about this for a second. Have you ever had that weird feeling where you knew who was calling right before the phone rang? Or maybe you were just thinking about an old friend and bam, a message from them pops up on your screen. According to this book, those moments aren't just random coincidences. Nope, they're little signals of a deep, untapped ability, a kind of forgotten science of the mind.
So what exactly is this hidden power? Well, the central idea in the book is that our mind is way more than just a machine for thinking and remembering. I mean, that's just the surface level stuff. At its very core, the mind is actually a powerful energy generator.
Young gives this energy generator a name, the mind gyro. Just imagine a swirling vortex of energy, kind of like a psychic gyroscope spinning right in the center of your mind. The entire system of cyclomancy is really built around one thing, learning how to control this very gyro. The book uses a perfect analogy for this, a spinning top. You know how when it spins slowly, it just wobbles all over the place and eventually falls? But if you spin it with real force, it becomes perfectly stable, humming with power. Well, your mind gyro is said to work the exact same way. A slow, wobbly gyro leads to scattered thoughts and confusion. But a fast, stable one, that creates intense focus and, well, power.
Okay, but what fuels this gyro? I mean, where does all this energy come from? The book argues it's not from the food we eat, not that kind of chemical energy. The source is something far more fundamental, something that's all around us.
The book suggests that we are literally swimming in an infinite ocean of cosmic energy. It's been called different things throughout history. Ancient yogis called it prana, Chinese masters called it qi, and now some in modern science are exploring it as zero-point energy or the quantum field. Our mind is described as this natural transformer designed to absorb this universal energy and turn it into focused power. The only problem is, for most of us, that transformer is switched off.
So, how do you flip the switch on? The key, according to the book, is something we do every single second without even thinking about it: our breath. Young introduces a specific technique he calls the cyclonic breath, and it's designed for one purpose: to consciously draw in this cosmic life force.
The practice itself is super simple, but it's not about the oxygen. It's all about your intention. As you inhale, you really visualize pulling in this powerful golden energy. And as you exhale, you consciously release all the stress, all the negativity, imagining it leaving your body like smoke. This is the first practical step to really charging up your mind gyro.
Okay, so you've done the breathing, you've gathered the energy. The next phase described in the book is all about learning how to direct it. This is where we move from just passively charging up to actively using the power.
The book gives us another great visual for this: a kid blowing on a pinwheel. That energy you just drew in with the cyclonic breath, that's the puff. And your mind gyro, that's the pinwheel. So with each intentional breath, you visualize that energy flowing to the center of your head, making that gyro spin faster and faster and faster.
Now, once that gyro is spinning fast and really humming with energy, the book claims you can actually project it outward. Think of a lighthouse, how it focuses all that light into one powerful single beam. You can do the same with this mental energy. And the control panel for aiming that beam? It's your eyes. The idea is that your focused gaze can literally direct this force.
I know this might all be sounding a bit abstract, but the book quickly brings it right back down to earth with some really practical, real-world applications. It presents this cultivated mental energy as a set of tools you can use every single day.
The first tool, and maybe the most practical one for modern life, is called psychic armor. This is the practice of visualizing the energy from your mind gyro extending outward to form this protective, kind of egg-shaped shield all around you. Its whole purpose is to deflect that daily barrage of stress and negativity that we all face.
And to make this really concrete, the book tells this story about a salesman who practiced creating this shield every morning. He reported that suddenly all the constant no's and rejections he faced all day, they just stopped getting to him. They didn't affect him on a personal level anymore. It was like they would just hit this conceptual shield and fall away, letting him stay totally centered.
And that psychic armor is just the beginning. It's like level 1. The book goes on to outline other skills like mental broadcasting, which is about sending your thoughts out like a radio signal to influence situations. There's the psychic telescope for heightening your intuition to pick up on subtle cues, and even psychic healing, which is about directing this energy to support the body's own natural recovery process.
Now here's where it gets really interesting. The book tries to ground these ideas by drawing parallels with modern physics, suggesting that these ancient concepts are actually being explored right now at the quantum level.
This all centers on something called the observer effect from quantum physics. It's a bit of a mind-bender, but basically, at the tiniest subatomic level, particles exist in a state of pure potential until they're observed. The book argues that the very act of observation, of conscious focus, is what forces that potential to become an actual reality. This implies that your consciousness isn't just a passive spectator, it's an active creator.
So cyclomancy is basically presented as the practical application of this quantum principle. By spinning your mind gyro and focusing intensely on a desired outcome, you are acting as that observer. You are literally choosing one single possibility from an infinite field of them, and, through your focused intent, collapsing it from a maybe into your reality.
The book then expands on this idea even further. Okay, if one focused mind is that powerful, what about two or three? This is the mastermind's principle. It suggests that when multiple people align their focused intent, when they spin their gyros together for the same purpose, the resulting energy doesn't just add up, it multiplies.
And this really brings the whole thing together. The ultimate takeaway from cyclomancy is a fundamental shift in how you see yourself. You're not a physical body that just happens to have a mind inside it. You are a dynamic field of conscious energy, a spinning vortex, constantly interacting with the larger universe around you. Look, the book doesn't present itself as a set of beliefs you just have to accept. It's more like a series of experiments for you to conduct in the laboratory of your own life. It gives you the map, but it leaves the journey and the proof of its claims entirely up to you. The real question is, what possibilities might open up if you started to see your mind not just as a thinker, but as a genuine force of nature?